Sir, we are live, sir. We can continue.
Chairman,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
respected Chairman of SIRC CAK Jalapati, Honorable Central Council members, Honorable past presidents who are with us, Bhupati sir, Manoharan sir, Ramaswamy sir, others are expected to join. Bipu Sarao sir had logged in, I think, but he is not there on the screen now. K. Raghu sir would join. Regional Council members, past Central Council members, former Chairman of SIRC, past and present office bearers of the Tirupur branch, the home branch of late CA Kandasami, family members of Kandasami sir, more particularly CA Preeti, Charter Account Preeti, who is his beloved daughter, other friends and well-wishers of CA Kandasami sir, who are online with us for this remembrance meeting. Good evening to all of you. We are virtually gathered for a remembrance meeting of CA M. Kandasami, past chairman of SIRC. He was chairman in the year 2006-7, who left us on 17th April, succumbing to a cardiac arrest. Inscrutable are the ways of God, it is said. Kandasami sir was called back very early. We can only find consolation in the saying that in the sport of arrivals and departures called life, there are no permanent guests. All of us here, not most of us, all of us here had very close interaction with Kandasami sir in one way or the other. Babu sir was saying that he was secretary during the chairmanship in 2006-7. Coming from a very, very humble background, he rose up and he established a very good practice. And he served as chairman of the Tirupur branch and later got elected to SIRC and served as the chairman in 2006-7. And now the second generation Preeti is in action. He could contribute a very, very valuable young member to the profession as a very caring and concerned father. So very soft-spoken, so composed, and always contented, and he was loved by everyone, very kind-hearted person. Most of us would recall the interaction we would have with him. This remembrance meeting will recall and rekindle the life and times of Kandasami sir. It is befitting and timely on the part of SIRC to have organized a remembrance meeting. I would like to put it that way than a condolence meeting of our past chairman. And I should thank Jalapati, the chairman, for giving me this opportunity, probably because the idea of having a meeting like this was mooted when we discussed this a couple of weeks back, a week after Kandasami sir left us. So with this introduction, I don't think it would be required. The welcome is required for this. With this introduction, praying for the departed soul, let me move on to the official proceedings of this meeting. The Tirupur branch is to offer the opening prayer and the photo display. It is over to the Tirupur branch now.
Come on, George, you're on mute.
Afar, could you hear me? I don't know, somehow. I was not audible at all?
No, you were audible.
Now you're audible. Now you're audible.
You're audible. Okay,
You
fine.
were audible
Yeah.
till you handed over to Tirupur branch.
Okay, fine. That's what I wanted to know. That is a wrong touch of a button. So if Tirupur is not ready, then probably Jalapati, you could start with the chairman. You could start with your introductory remarks and your Kandasami sir.
Yeah, Tripura is doing. Tripura is the floor.
Yeah. If can you zoom it, Venkat? Is it any Venki? You can zoom
Okay.
that
Oh,
highlight
Photo of Kandasami, sir.
spotlight.
Oh, yes.
It's already
Yes.
done, sir. In YouTube, it is displaying that way. If at all everyone is mute.
Okay.
Okay, fine. Tripur branch, you can take over, Chairman.
Yeah, I will take first. Very respected the past presidents of ICAI from Southern Region, past chairman of SIRC, honorable Central Council members, regional council colleagues, past chairman of Tripur branch, chairman and other managing committee members of Tripur branch, members from various other branches, family members of Kandasami, sir. Welcome to all of you. Here to pay rich tributes to our doyens in the profession. C.A. Kandasami, sir, chairman of SIRC during the year 2006 and 7. Never would we have dreamed that we will assemble for an occasion like this to mourn the sudden death of our beloved Kandasami, sir. He was a very down-to-earth, simple person and affable and affectionate personality, a person with a strong conviction, a person of impeccable integrity, and above all, a great perfectionist. In his demise, our profession has lost one of the tallest figures. His professional colleagues lost one of an inspiring well-wishers. And many of us close to him, like me, a great friend, and his unexpected, untimely, and a sudden demise, his family has lost a guiding force and a great source of strength and inspiration. I join with you all to express first condolence to the bereaved family and pray to the Almighty to give strength to the family to withstand this irreparable loss. The popularity and the goodwill, say Kandasami sir, had earned is very visible with the participation, the glowing tributes to be given by galaxy of past presidents of ICAI, Central Council members of ICAI, past chairman of SIRC, regional council members of SIRC, and the Tripur branch, and some of Kandasami sir's admirers. I have been asked to make reference about say Kandasami sir on his professional contribution and association with the institute at the branch level, regional level, and all levels related to professional. C.A. Kandasami was chairman of Tripur branch of SIRC in the year 1998 and 99. Then he moved to regional council to serve a larger segment of our profession in the southern region. He was a member of SIRC during the year 2001 to 2007 and served as a chairman of SICASA in the first year of his getting into the regional council. As a treasurer between 2003-4, secretary between 2004-5, vice chairman between 2005 and 6, and finally he reached the highest position of the regional as a chairman of SIRC in the year 2006-7. The 38th regional conference held during the year 2006 at Tripur was a landmark in terms of registration, since the number of members in Tripur was only around 170. He marshaled his resources very well, which shows his leadership acumen. The welcome banners were placed on 2 kilometers route up to the venue, which site is until now. It was for the first time that ICAI flag was hoisted by the then president of ICAI, CA T.N. Manoharan sir, at the venue of the conference, which tradition still continues. The conference was a grand success, evoking wide appreciation for the manner in which it was conducted, content-wise, and the hospitality extended to the delegates with a novel memento of weighing mission, which I understand many members are still using at their home. I was fortunate to have attended that conference. So attached to Tamil literature and most liked by me is Thirukural. In all his speeches, there will invariably be a quote from the verses of Thirukural. Therefore, for me to conclude I feel that a reference in Tirukural would be apt to mention my respect and tribute to the departed soul. ஒழுக்கத்து நீத்தார் பெருமை விழுப்பத்து வேண்டும் பணுவல் துணிவு. ஒழுக்கத்தால் இயல்பாக உயர்ந்தவர்களின் பெருமையே சிறந்தது. குணமென்னும் குன்றேறி நின்றார் வெகுளி கண்மையும் காத்தல் அரிது. உயர்ந்த நிலையில் உள்ளவர்களால் கோபத்துடன் சிறிது நேரம் கூட இருக்க முடியாது. C.A. Kandasami sir is an embodiment of having these virtues which feel one should imbibe, which will be fitting tribute and signify our respect, recognition and remembrance. I pray to the Almighty to rest his soul in eternal Shanti.
Thank you, Jalapati. Before I invite the Secretary of SIRC, C.A. Panaraj, for his address, I recognize the presence of past President Devraj Reddy sir, who joined in just now, and also Nityananda sir, past SIRC chairman and Central Council member. Pandaj sir, for your address now, 2 minutes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good evening, all the past presidents and sitting and past Central Council members and past chairman of the SIRC and all the colleagues, my chairman and my colleagues and all the elite people that who are here. My association with Kandasami sir was not very short, but definitely very remembering. So I requested the chairman to allot me at least 1 minute to express my gratitude to his leadership. He was such a great leader. I spent only one long walk on the Marina Beach on the day when he was to take over as the chairman, and I was there on the invitation of Mr. Madhamurthy, who was to take over as I don't remember which was the vice chairman, it seems. So 5-6 of us were there, and the way he became so close in just half an hour walk on the this beach was so impressive. I did have continuous contact with him from then on, and even during that year only, Bellary branch was formed with the able support of Madhavmurthy sir and Manoharan sir, and also Kandasami sir. So I have great inspiration from one thing, that is he hailed from a small branch. I also hailed from a very small branch, and he was the man who what's called led the leading light for many leaders to arise from small branches like Bellary, and I am the example to be in his footsteps. And we all will definitely, as pointed out our chairman, will imbibe his qualities of leadership and motherhood, and always ready to help, and also keeping trust and promises always, and along with the professionalism in his administration. With these words, I pay my tributes to Kandasami sir, and thank you for giving this opportunity.
Murugesan sir, this is for the home branch chairman to address this meeting.
Yes, sir. Respected dignitaries, past presidents, Central Council members, chairman, past chairman, regional council members, chairman of our branch, and senior members, and friends and family members of Kandasami sir. On behalf of Tirupur branch of SIRC of ICAI, let me pass our deepest condolence on the sudden demise of our beloved member CAM Kandasami sir. He is a very frank and outspoken person. As a leader, he had contributed for the development of the profession and the CA student community in an appreciable manner. He was selected as a chairman of our branch for the year 1998 and 99. His continued efforts and hard work, he raised it to the chairman of SIRC of ICAI. He is the person from our branch to attain this milestone. At the time when he was the chairman of SIRC, our branch has conducted a regional conference, which is a remarkable and memorable one, because of all the members felt that a good hospitality by our branch. 5 years back, when Venkatesan sir was the chairman of our branch, there was a commissioner of income tax meeting for demanding of collection of advance tax targets. At the time, there was a due date available to pay the advance tax, but the commissioner was urging us, why so far you have not paid, and it paid immediately. At the time, Kandasami sir is the only person who assured that we have issued the challan to our clients and they paid within due date. His death must be a grievous loss to the members of his family. We send our heartfelt condolences to them and pray God to give them strength to bear this irretrievable loss. May the Almighty bestow peace to the departed soul. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Can we hear from CA Babu Abraham Kalavel, Central Council member, who had served as secretary with Kandasami sir in the year 2006-7 at SIRC. Babu sir. Babu sir, are you ready? Can you hear us? I think he would join in.
He must have switched off audio.
Okay.
He has joined,
Present-
but he need to unmute himself. I've given a
Yeah, please unmute.
Then Prasanna sir, you could start and then Babu sir would join later.
Okay. Am I audible? Fine.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Respected members, so good evening to all of you. So my association with Kandasami was not as a council member, but as a normal friend, I met him. I do recall that when I was the chairman of Visakhapatnam branch, so he just joined the regional council in the year 2001. I met him in Chennai. So I had a little talk with him. There I found he is one person who speaks from his heart. He's such a simple and down to earth personality. He could win my heart in a very short span of time. Then we became very good friends. Later on, I again recall in 2001, I went to Chennai to take up one agenda regarding branch awards. I was just telling him regarding level playing field amongst the branches in southern region, and he was a SICASA chairman by then. He said, Prasanna, I'll take up this matter in the regional council and I'll see that it's done. So the agenda came up. He called me the same day evening after agenda was done and said, Prasanna, your agenda has been taken up. All other my council colleagues are also supported, and that has been resolved. So such a dedicated person who works for the cause of the profession, he's a go-getter. He doesn't forget anything that you tell him. He will get connected with you to see that anything is taken to logical end. Friends, I met him again in 2000. I have been meeting him again. I recall in 2006 again I met him. I don't know whether there's a place to tell or not. I remember one particular thing throughout my life. In 2006, after he became the chairman, when I met him, he told, the person I am from a small branch, Tripur. Visakhapatnam is slightly larger than Tripur branch. When I could become a SIRC chairman today, and why not you? And he encouraged me to contest for the regional council. That was one of the triggers that made him to contest and reach this particular level, where my dear close friend Kandasami had a role to play in my career here. The friends were, again repeat at the cost of repetition. I went and attended the regional conference, the historic regional conference, landmark regional conference in Tirupur. So my friends have already spoken that the amount of hospitality for guests, if at all I have to say, the hospitality for guests has been defined and redefined by Tirupur branch and members from Tirupur branch under the dynamic leadership of our beloved friend Kandasami. He spoke to me in 2012. The reason he spoke in 2012, he spoke to me when his daughter Preeti, she passed the CA and shared his happiness with me. So I understand he spoke to many of his close friends also a similar way. A proud daughter for a proud father. Last he spoke to him in the February 2021, recently, 2 months ago, is live in my memory now. So he said, Sir Prasanna, now the number of students joining the CA course is coming down year after year. ICAI has to do something to see that the student strength is maintained and for the future of this profession, for continuing this profession. And he also said ICAI should increase the stipend for the students. Of course, I have taken this matter. Being in the career council, I'm just pursuing it. Whenever I do something, it is Kandasami who comes into my mind also. He's a very simple person, knowledgeable, a person with a clean heart, a clean image, and a towering personality. He used to speak to me in full Tamil. என்னையான்னு சொல்லிட்டு அவர் கூப்பிடும்போது என்னையா பிரசன்னா எப்படி இருக்கிற, that itself is a lot of love and affection you can see in him. A pure Tamil he used to speak without mincing words with English. I lost a very great friend in him, a good and person, great heart. My deepest condolences on the sudden and untimely demise of our beloved friend, and a great loss to the profession, great loss to me personally. So I thank Chairman for giving me this opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prasanna sir, for recalling your times with Kandasami sir. RK sir, can we hear from you?
Thank you. Thank you very much. அஞ்சாமை ஈகை அறிவூக்கம் இந்நான்கும் எஞ்சாமை வேந்தற்கழகு என்கிறார் வள்ளுவர். Fearlessness, a free hand to give, knowledge and motivation are the hall leader. Mukha, that is how very jocularly I used to call him. And Mukha is again another name today in Tamil Nadu. M. Kandasami. It is very rare that a person who is popular is also acceptable. And that is the rare quality of my very, very good friend, Kandasami sir. He is popular because he got elected to the regional council from a branch with 150 members then. He is acceptable because he became the chairman of the SIRC of ICAI. And I am proud that I was one of the person who had a small contribution in his rise to that August office. If there is someone who can be known for Guru Bhakti, I can only remember Kandasami sir. The first time I met him in his office in Tirupur, I'd come to Tirupur to deliver a talk. The first time ever in my life, if I have delivered a talk on indirect taxes, I can proudly say it was at the Tirupur branch of SIRC of ICAI when I spoke on the concept of manufacture in central excise. And I met Kandasami sir then, who was also not a regional council member, and we're just planning. And he told me that as a chartered accountant, you must always remember your principal who taught you the profession. He took out his purse from his pocket and showed me the photograph of Guru Raja Upadhyaya, which he used to have in his money purse. He said, he is the man who taught me what I am doing today, and he is always with me. Whenever I used to meet him, he used to be extremely motivating me. Just like he spoke to Prasanna sir in February. Very, very recently, I think it must be early March or so, he called me and he wished me for whatever I'm going to do in the future. He said, proceed, I am with you. I still remember the day. In the previous Central Council elections results, on the day of that day, he was in the institute. He came to the institute and we had exchange of camaraderie, laugh, hugs, and whatnot. I had traveled with him far and wide in the southern region, slept in the same room when we used to visit branches of SIRC of ICAI. I always used to call him Anna. As Prasanna said, he will always speak in Tamil. Enna RK, eppadi irukkinga? That is how we used to always start. It was a shock. It was a shock for me, believe me, friends, as all of you, that we lost a friend, we lost a leader, we lost a lovable person, and we lost a fearless person who could call a spade a spade. Yes, a true leader is not amidst us. His memories are with us, his family, with the legacy of Kandasami sir, taken over by Preeti, and his beloved Madam Shanti. To them, my deepest condolences. In their grief, we share our grief. In their sorrow, I am their partner. Thank you very much.
Thank you, RK sir. Shekhar sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, gentlemen. There is a interesting, important Tirukural in for life. Tondrin Pugaludu Tondruga. I don't want to tell the full Kural. Tondrin Pugaludu Tondruga. First time I met Mr. Kandasami, because I don't have much interaction with him, but my interactions are here and there, very short span of time, with a gap of 2-3 years always. First time I met him in 2000. Still, I'm able to recollect that point of time. My close friend was standing in Central Council election I met him in the Hyderabad Regional Conference. That is the first time. He was planning to contest for Regional Council. So that is the first place I met him. We had interaction for 5-10 minutes. That time itself, I am able to understand how a person is very simple, humble, and more outspoken. That was my first meeting. After that, I had a chance of meeting with him in 2003-04 when I went for some classes in Tirupur. That time he used to tell, sir, Tirupur is a small branch. You have to support these branches for taking classes and other things. And he said how the branch is developing and how the people in the Tirupur coordinating and cooperating and working about the branch and growth and his vision on the Tirupur branch itself. In 2006-07, Mr. Manogaran sir is the president and Mr. Sunil Dalati was the vice president. At that point, in the meeting, I am able to recollect Mr. Sunil Dalati, that time vice president, has spoken about Mr. Kandasami. Still, I am able to remember the words. Mr. Kandasami, you are from a branch where only 175 members are there. From that branch, you are being elected as the chairman of SIRC. But I am from a place where that point of time more than 3,000 members, Ahmedabad. I am not able to become the chairman of WIRC. So you are such a great person who can able to coordinate with the people to rise to this level. After that, I met him only in 2012 and 2015, as rightly told by Rajendra Kumar also, when his daughter was qualified, Preeti was qualified. He introduced his daughter. That time she has given examination. But when I'm conducted, that time he used to tell, that was the first time I'm going to contest the election directly to the Central Council. He said only one thing, sir, you set the goal. You will reach. You don't worry. Bother about what are the competitions. So such a motivating character, simple and humble person. On 17th April morning, when I got the message from one of the chartered accountant around morning 9:42, I was so shocked. An excellent soul in the profession, worked very effectively for the chartered accountants who are in Mofussil areas. We have had a very great loss. I convey my feelings to the family members also, and it is a real loss for the profession. Thank you, members. Thank you.
MPV sir, since
Thank you.
chairman has requested me to request everyone
Sure,
to
sure.
confine to the time. We have 2 to 3 minutes for everyone. The list is long, so please.
Sure, sure.
Ambir,
Thank you, German. Greetings to all. My sincere condolences to the family and my prayers to God to give strength to bear this huge loss and to bless Preeti with happiness and success in all her endeavors. My association with Kandasami ji has been maybe a little more than 15 years, and I would have met him also a number of times. I've been to his office about 4 times or so, but every occasion I had opportunity to be at Tirupur branch, he would definitely come in either at the start or sit through the program or at the end. I don't recall visiting Tirupur and not meeting him and returning. And in fact, I can't say like what Prasanna said, but actually he had that voice, you know, the way he says, there's a particular tone which comes. It makes you so very comfortable. And what strikes for me, and I'll carry that learning with me always, extremely humble. And when he was actually with all the members in the branch and all, most of my meetings with him were at the Tirupur branch. He never pretended himself as someone above the others. He always mixed like equal. And he also had that sense of humor and gave a feeling that you are part of us. I carry all those fond memories. It's been devastating for me also personally to receive this news, but I think God wanted this nice man back with him. My sincere wishes once again to the family and more particularly to Preeti. Thank you.
Immediate past chairman of SIRC, DC Jain, Dundarsan Jain, to share his memories.
In fact, still at loss of words when we hear that we have lost the doyen of our profession. In fact, he was a thorough gentleman, an excellent personality, somebody who could spread sheer positivity around. I still recall one of the meetings in his offices where it was supposed to be there 5-10 minutes, and we ended up spending more than 30-40 minutes. He spoke about the profession, how things are headed, how institute should function, and all things that is concerns about the institute profession and members, which are all fresh in my memories. And I recall that small meeting turned out to be a bigger meeting where he shared and guided a lot of inputs to me as to how we should be doing things. And he ended up even sharing his experiences, his journey as to how he went on to become the SIRC chairman from a very, very small place actually. And one specialty of his, I recall, whenever he used to come and attend the SIRC meetings, he will humbly sit somewhere in the corner, where we'll have to kind of know that he's sitting and we have to pull him to the first or second rows. He says, no, I've just come as a ordinary person, let me be there. But I know, sir, if somebody sees that a past SIRC chairman is sitting like that, it will not be looking good on our part. So at least for that respect, you please come and sit in at least the front row so that you know that due recognition is happening to him. And that was his humbleness actually. And I was only a 1-year chartered accountant when this Tirupur regional conference happened. But even today, I remember the Tirupur conference being quoted for a lot of occasions as to how best regional conference should happen. And I was fortunate enough to see his active involvement in one of the sub-regional conferences when I was the vice chairman of Madurai branch. And very importantly, in one of the student conferences, I was blessed enough to share dais with him. Probably that turned out to be the first and last meeting where I could share the dais with him. His encouragement to juniors like us will never be forgotten. And to the person I knew, Kandasami sir, I only am reminded of one of the nice couplets of Kabir Das ji, who said that when I was born, the whole world rejoiced and I wept. And he further goes on to say that you live your life in such a way that when you die, the whole world weeps and you rejoice. Probably today our meeting is testimony to the exactly the same way he has lived, that we are all missing his presence, and he's kind of rejoicing is in heaven actually. Kandasami sir, though you are not amidst us, but your memories with us will remain forever. And I pray the family and the members to get a strong support from Almighty to see that we overcome this great situation. Om Shanti.
Thank you, DC. We will now move on to our honorable past presidents. Bhupati sir, can we hear from you? BP Rao sir had logged in, but I think he is not there now. Bhupati sir.
Good evening to all.
Yes.
The chairman of the Southern India Regional Council members, past presidents, central and current central and past central council members, regional council members. We have lost a good friend and a true professional in Mr. M. Kandasami. All the people who spoke before me had narrated their association with M. Kandasami. My association dates back. My first interaction with him was during the period 19 to 94. I always used to call Tirupur town not only as a textile center, but also a place where we get good ideas on taxation. I visit and speak on taxation. A group of people will come, a group of chartered accountants will come well prepared and ask very meaningful, insightful questions, which will make us prepare more for meetings in smaller places like Tirupur, Coimbatore, Madurai. And one among them in Tirupur was M. Kandasami. I distinctly remember his attributes. The first thing is, most of his questions, most of his observations would be centered around how to help the taxpayers, how to make it more taxpayer friendly. Which I distinctly remember, he will come directly to the question and he will not beat the bush. The third aspect of the bush is he will either accept your views or reject your views on your face. Irrespective of the person who is giving that idea, he will come straight. I don't agree with this. And his own way in Tamil, he will say, and the last aspect, after not agreeing with us, he will bring about that smile in his face and make it so friendly that we will not believe that he has disagreed with us. These are the qualities, and he is, as others have said, a very humble person, grown from over a period of time. He became the branch chairman as well as the regional council chairman in 2006. Many people spoke about the regional conference. I had the pleasure of an opportunity of participating in this regional conference. There I noticed the way he had arranged for everything, meticulously arranged, established his administrative corner. And although his family, his daughter, his children, wife, and others are very upset with the sudden demise of C. M. Kandasami, they could also have at the back of their mind that Kandasami has left behind his friends for the development of the profession. All the people who spoke before me and are going to speak after me would endorse this in very strong words that he had contributed a lot for the profession. It's a great loss for the profession, a true friend, and we will all be of great help to the family. Whatever help they want from us, they could look to us for some support and guidance. We we are always there. Thank you, Chairman, for this.
Thank you, Bhupan sir. Manoharan sir, can we hear from you?
Yeah. Chairman of the Southern India Regional Council, past presidents of ICAI, past and present council members of ICAI, and past and present chairman and regional council members, and beloved members from Tirupur and family members of late M. Kandasami. Although I knew M. Kandasami for over 2 decades, our intimacy became intense during the 6 years when we were together in the public life. Yes, in 2001, he entered the Southern India Regional Council as a member, and I walked into the Central Council. So our public life began in the profession in 2001, and it concluded in 2007 February, because he completed his tenure as chairman of SIRC 2006-07, and I completed my tenure as the president of ICAI. And you can understand as to how the president of ICAI and the chairman of a region work together in many ways. Whenever we toured for any program in any part of SIRC, I had his company and warmth and excellent hospitality. And therefore, I could notice many of his personal qualities, which were worthy of emulation. He was frank and forthright. Maybe that is why he could not be very diplomatic. And he had no inhibition in expressing what he felt like, but with a smiling face, because that's what he meant right from his heart. I cherished the cooperation I received from the Southern India Regional Council because of his chairmanship, which contributed a lot or significantly to the successful discharge of my responsibilities as the president of ICAI. Many of you recalled about the SIRC conference organized in Tirupur, which was the first of its kind in Tirupur and yet to be repeated. I still remember in my 20 minutes of presidential address at the new inaugural session, I concluded by saying, if Tirupur can host a conference of over 1,000 members, it's almost equivalent to a metropolitan city hosting a conference with 5,000 members. But still, the way in which it was conducted and organized flawless left all of us, carry memories of that event lifelong. And I used to walk along with him in the playground at the end of the street where Tirupur Towers, where we used to be staying during our visits for early morning walk. Then I realized, almost everybody used to wave at him as we go around the playground for a walk. And any opportunity of speaking in Tamil, even in the course of official visits to branches in Tamil Nadu, he used to jump at the opportunity because he loved the Tamil literature so much. Having qualified in 1980, he completed 4 decades of his professional excellence, public practice, unblemished and, passionate practice, I would say. And in the month of July 2012, like he called some of you, he called me as well to inform that his daughter Preeti qualified as a chartered accountant. Along with him, my joy also knew no bounds. And may the Almighty bless the family with the strength to bear this irretrievable loss and overcome this grief. And may God bless Preeti with a bright future and a happy life. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Manoharan sir. G. Ramasamy sir, we are sure you will have a lot of undying memories about Kandasamy sir. Please.
Very respected past presidents, Central Council members, past and present, the chairman of the SIRC and the past chairman, members from Tirupur branch and other friends who have joined this condolence meeting, remembrance meeting, the family members of late M. Kandasami. Friends, really, I can't believe the day when I got this message that Kandasami is no more. That was the message I got. I was so shocked. I immediately contacted the chairman, Mr. Murugesan. What happened to him? He was not aware. He said, sir, something has happened. Immediately, I'm rushing to this hospital. I contacted Sivachalam and many of our friends. Very unfortunate, we lost a great soul from Tirupur, a great friend, all of us. Friends, my association started in the year 1988, when I was the vice chairman of the Coimbatore branch. Slowly, when I was the chairman, then it was the time that Mr. Arjun Raj was there as a regional council chairman. There was then they started the first time the branch at Tirupur. Since then, my association started, and I was walking through many places with him. I usually call him in our Tamil word, Enna Kandu. What, Mr. Kandu? He will call me as Rams, how are you? So to that, a very affectionate personality. We have traveled to many places to attend programs. We also visited Coimbatore many times to my house, my office, and my association with him is a very strong association. He is, as rightly pointed out many of our friends, Mr. Kandasami is an outspoken. He will not hesitate to say anything, whatever in his mind, whatever in his heart. Many of you maybe mistook that why is Mr. Kandasami is speaking like that. But the friends like RMS, Mr. Sivachalam, our Selvaraj, and many of our friends, they all know that Mr. Kandasami will tell from his bottom of heart, nothing is in his heart to say anything personally. That's his view. In fact, myself and the late Ramakrishnan were elected at the regional council. Mr. Kandasami was a very happiest person. He has told me that, yes, good. Some of our friends from our region, Mofsal Center, have elected to that position. In fact, he has helped me the journey of my central council. He helped me to the journey of my regional council. Such a great personality. We have met many times with many of our friends. In fact, I met Priti when she was very young. Mrs. Kandasami, Shanti Kandasami, known to me personally. Many of these people have all understood that Kandasami is a very nice-hearted person. He will very frankly speaking for anything, whatever he likes. All our friends are known to that particularly. Whenever we want something, we will tell personally to Kandasami, Kandasami, you take a different view on that. Don't tell like that. He will not hesitate. He will say, okay, I will agree with that. To that extent, Mr. Kandasami is a very I can tell you that very soft-hearted person, very good friend of all of us. And he is very eager to meet all friends. He is always interested to meet the friends and express his happiness and share all his views, including our institute activities, personal activities, everything. Such a great person. A personal loss for me. Whenever I go to Tirupur, whenever I am in a free time, I call him many times. In fact, many of his friends have told me, maybe it's our clients have told me that Kandasami, believe Kandasami, we will go ahead, whatever advice he is giving. So he will give a very forthright and clear advice to his clients. If the client is not listening to him, he will say, please go and take this case to some other auditor. He will never hesitate to say anything on that words. If that some of the clients, if they are not complying with certain regulations or anything, he will openly say, since you are not able to do anything, I will not be your auditor. Such a openness and very strong-minded person. And in fact, very close association. Myself and Mr. Raghu, Kandaswamy, Venkadeswarlu, all of them have worked together. When Manogaran was there as the Central Council, as a president, I was a Central Council member. We have traveled, we have seen Kandasamy was the chairman for the region. We worked together. I really, a great time. But unfortunately, God has taken away Mr. Kandasami, a great person from all of us. It's a great loss. And of course, it's the time has to come to him. God has decided a good-hearted person should be with him. So he has taken away. And a very small village, he started from the E-road side. He has started has come down and settled in Tirupur. He started the practice. And his daughter has qualified. He's a very happy person with that. In fact, I can tell you, Mr. Kandasami is the one person who is always having a great love and affection with his family. He, every time, whenever myself and Mr. Venkatesh we met, immediately will refer. Many times his wife named Sandhi is calling, I am with GR. He will tell like that. To that extent, he is a very lovable person, affectionate person. In Tirupur, everyone likes him. Even he is an outside also, he is very closely moved with everyone. So I have no words to express all my condolences to the family. But God has given to him a great strength, braveness to face this great loss and move forward. I hope this our Priti will take it up in great forward, and she will definitely console her mother and move forward with a great heartedness. To thank you to all.
Thank you, sir. Devaraj sir, you are there, Deva sir. Devaraj Reddy sir, can you hear me?
1 minute, I'm there. I'm here.
Yeah, sir, please.
Past presidents.
Sir, if you could adjust your camera a little bit, come closer to the screen. Now you are visible. Please continue.
Past and present time, Kandaswamy left us. One thing, my association with him, the moment I entered Chennai, with the blessings of J. Venkateshwarlu, I got the friendship of Kandaswamy. Kandaswamy is such an
Sir, there is a connectivity issue. Could you recheck your bandwidth connectivity? You are not audible, sir. Deva sir, you are not audible.
I think someone can telephonically contact him.
person.
No, I'm trying to call him, sir. Yeah, please. Yeah, okay. Then please just check your connectivity. Yes, sir. Thank you. Sir said they will recheck his connectivity, improve that, and then come back. Now we'll hear from Nityananda sir, past chairman of SIRC and past central council member.
Good evening, everyone. Chairman of the SIRC, Mr. Chalapati. Chairman of the Tirupur branch, past presidents, past council members, past chairman of the region, and past regional council members, and family members of late Sri M. Kandaswamy. It's a very sad news we got on 17th April that dear Sri M. Kandaswamy has left all of us. Association started in the 90s when, as chairman of the region, I traveled along with when I was the chairman, Mr. Sundarajan sir was the president. We traveled to each of the branches. At that time, my association with Mr. Kandasami started. A safari clad, smiling, and live wire person. That's what I can remember of Mr. Kandaswamy. And he entered the regional council in the year 2001. I was in the third term of the central council. And the moment he used to come to the regional council, though it was his first term, he always used to bring a small pad. I was wondering, what exactly Kandaswamy is always taking out that chit and pad. He used to make a note of the various queries of the students, various problems of the members. So the moment he lands in the SIRC office, he was not worried about any other thing than first meeting the concerned secretariat people, giving so that by the evening when he goes back, he has the solutions for the members and the students. That was the commitment of Mr. Kandaswamy. And always very smiling, but at the same time very forthright and straight in what he has to convey. And during his term, because many people are mentioning like 170 people in Tirupur, what we should understand always, for a courageous person, it is not the number of people behind him which is important. His courage and conviction is what is important. In fact, way back in 73, 74, Mr. P. Gopal, from a small place like Tirupati, became the chairman of the region. He heralded the march, I should say, of the small town people becoming the chairman of the region. And that's how Mr. Kandaswamy, Tirupur branch, 170 plus members, he not only became the chairman of the region, and he led the profession from the front. So it is not necessary, that we see in movies, the Bahubalis. We have Bahubalis amongst ourselves who have that strength, inherent strength in them to lead, whether it's in the profession or any vocation they are in. I find that that great quality in Kandaswamy to be committed to the students, to be committed to the members, and to have that confidence that yes, I can and I will achieve it. And he got such a great support from not only the Tirupur branch, but all round. As GR was mentioning, that whole team was like a family. Everyone worked together. They did not sort of leave any stone unturned to ensure that the conference and the entire term of his chairmanship is really great. In fact, he did inform me also when his daughter qualified, Preeti qualified. It was a great moment of joy for him. And of course, all of us shared that. But it is unfortunate that he is not amongst us today. My sincere condolences to the family members, and pray God to give them the strength to bear this untimely loss. And also pray the Almighty to accept the soul in his lotus feet. We remember Kandaswamy, SIRC, and the members and students remember his contribution to the profession. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Jay Venkateslu, sir, on your side.
Good evening, everybody. knew Mr. Kandasamy from 1998 when I entered the SIRC and when he entered as chairman of the Tirupur branch in the SIRC first meeting. And since then, we became very good friends. Our wavelengths matched so well that because of one reason could be both are from a village and rural background from an agriculture family. So we developed a very keen friendship, and God has given him as the secretary when I was the chairman in SIRC. And we traveled for 6 years in SIRC from 2001 to 7. And he was always very supportive to me, and we used to express a very free and frank opinions on various issues of the institute. And in fact, through him, the entire Tirupur branch has become, members have become so close to me. I could name many of the members right now available in the virtual meeting. And it was a shock to me when I heard the news of his passing away on 17th. I immediately called GR Ramaswamy and checked with him and found that he had a massive heart attack and died instantly, probably not even moved to the hospital. It has deeply disturbed me because I consider him as one of my very close friends. In fact, on 14th of this month, April, I was to call him to greet him on the occasion of Tamil New Year. But somehow I thought, it being a festival, they all must be busy. I sent a message. I do not know whether he has seen it or not, but he was always there in my mind. And he was so frank in anything that even when I invited him for one of my family functions somewhere in 2017, while he made it all the way from Tirupur to Hyderabad, he also came with a big bang to me saying that, how do you expect me to come with just email? You did not even post me the invitation, a physical copy. But I accepted my failure, and I still was very happy that he made it known to me my mistake or omission. So that is the kind of frankness that he used to be always, and I really miss him greatly. And I was in fact waiting for a call from him all these days, which did not happen, and left him to the God's abode. I only pray God to bless and give moral support and confidence and courage to Preeti Kandasamy and Shanti Kandasamy to bear the irreparable loss. And I pray God that Kandaswamy's soul should rest in peace. Thank you.
Vishnu Bharat sir has joined. Sir, are you there? Vishnu Bharat sir.
Is there in the participants list, German? Vishnu Bharat sir?
I don't think he's hearing us.
German,
Sir, you are.
German past president Deva sir is saying he's ready.
Devaraj sir is ready, sir.
Sir, please, sir. You are ready, sir. Madamur sir, after ready, sir.
Good evening, friends. See, I'm having a very good memories with Kandasamy, particularly. We are sharing most of the time in this hotel, Mary's hotel. I think more than 50, 60 days we were there as partners, because that time we are not.
Can't hear. Ready, Garo?
Not allowed to have separate. Hello? Hello? Jogan, I am able to hear.
Now
Hello?
we are okay.
Okay.
Yeah, please proceed. Now you're okay.
Yes, sir, please continue, sir.
Lot of guidance from Kandasamy, because I am the first person. The moment I entered, many places, net problem is there. Hello? Hello?
Audible, but it's breaking, sir. Audible partially.
Okay. So now let me try to come. So I have a lot of association, and he used to take me many places wherever he's visiting as a chairman. He used to prefer me and he used to guide me many issues. And particularly is having a lot of affection to his family members. Wherever you travel, time to time, within 2-3 hours, he used to call his daughter, he is here, and he used to tell. Such a lovely family. He made me how to behave with my family members. Generally, I never call my home. He says, Devana, call me, madam, and tell that we are here, or you have taken food here, or today is late. So that's why he made me how to associate with family. That I can remember always. Next, coming to the institute functions also, always used to me say, you are lazy, you come fast, you do it. Maybe his guidance made me to be very active and reach to central council president level. He helped me a lot. That's one thing. And many people have told many things, and I associate with Rajendra Kumar, Ramaswamy sir, and particularly Rajendra Kumar myself had a lot of association, and particularly JV maybe as a president, then chairman, afterwards he didn't associate much, but Rajendra Kumar myself moved very much, and whatever and 100% I associate the same words. And last, to the family members, I want to say, particularly members also, a person life is such a way when we born, there is a day we have to live. See, in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, Jatasya dhruvo mutyam, dhruvam janna mutyasya cha, tasmat pajardam natta sochita marasi. The person who born, one day he has to live. And Kandasami happily, maybe not troubling much to family members, or he is not suffering. That means God likes very much with him. He has taken. And I particularly request wife Santiji and daughter Preeti to be bold and carry what is the message he has given and how he has to do the society if they have to be feel happy. And this is an occasion to have a condolence. At the same time, this we have to celebrate, and this then only his Atma will be happy. So I pray Lord Venkateshwara to give me a good place at his lotus feet. At the same time, a good courage and strength to the family members, particularly Santi and Preeti, to further enhance and extend the ideas and thoughts of Kandaswamy. With this, I pray homage to him and my hearty condolences once again to Kandaswamy and our family. Thank you.
Thank you, Reddy sir. Madhavamurthy sir, Vishnu Bharat sir, you are ready? Sir, you have to unmute. We can't hear you.
Yeah, is it okay?
Yeah, it's good now.
Yeah.
Please,
Okay, sir. Yeah, Mr. Kandaswamy was a very good friend of mine. So he was the chairman of the Tirupur branch when I was the chairman of SIRC. In fact, Mr. Ramaswamy is the one who introduced me to him, and we became so thick friends. And the hospitality he had given when I visited Tirupur branch, I can't even forget now. So, I mean, when he rose to become a chairman of SIRC, we started interacting very regularly. And, you know, very useful things we used to discuss. And he was, I don't know for what little I have done, he was a great admirer of me, and I was admirer of him because he has come with such a small branch, and he did so well when he was the chairman of the Tirupur branch. I mean, I do not know how his family could bear this great loss, but he has attained the lotus feet of the Lord. Heaven, he has gone for heavenly abode, and I mean, this is the time all of us have to take care, and this is a lesson for us to be safe and take all the precautions in this cruel corona time. I mean, I wish that all of us will be safe and take all the care. Thank you very much for giving the opportunity.
Yes, sir. But for Corona, many of us, probably all of us, would have gone to Tirupur to pay our last tributes to Kandasamy sir. Now waiting is over for you, Madhavamurthy sir. Please, your memories. Sir, you have to unmute. I think you're not audible if you're speaking.
Yes.
Yeah, now
Can
it's
you hear
okay,
me?
sir. Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
In fact, I thank SRC chairman and council colleagues for having arranged this virtual meeting. Many times physical meeting, so many people, it may not be possible from all over to join. Really, it is so nice that SRC chairman has taken this initiative to conduct this virtual meeting. In fact, most of my friends spoke many things about Mr. Kandasamy. They were all reality and true. And 3 years I had the opportunity of being with him in the council. Whenever I am in Chennai, I used to stay in Palm Grove Hotel, he used to stay in Maris Hotel. And every day morning, both of us had the habit of walking in the Marina Beach. I used to hire a auto and see that you will get into the auto in Marina Beach. And almost not even once we are missed. That was, and while coming, we used to stop somewhere in Saravana Bhavan and used to have our breakfast and come back and then go to the council meeting. And he is a good friend of mine. Really, in fact, on 17th, when I heard this message, it was a big shock to me. In fact, tears started rolling from my eyes. Such a closeness was my association, because he was the chairman when I was the vice chairman, and I was a treasurer. He was the secretary of SRC. Like that, we were together, traveled across South India. Then Tirupur conference, many have spoken. Fantastic, it was conducted. And one thing I liked is whenever there are meetings in Tamil Nadu, as a chairman, I used to go with him as a vice chairman. I used to prompt him, you speak in Tamil, speak in Tamil. So impressively he used to speak in Tamil, and without fail, he used to see that he will quote Tirukkular and see that a message is given to all the members and students. Then he was, as everybody said, a very straightforward person. And another important thing I saw, his daughter, Miss Preeti, was keen on cricket. So whenever we used to meet in railway station, he used to wait for me. When I go from Bangalore, he used to come from Tirumur, he will wait for me. Both of us will go together to institute or to the room. Then he used to buy some always sports magazine for his daughter when he is returning to Tirupur. Then after his chairmanship, almost every year he used to call me, Madhav, me and my daughter would like to come and watch IPL match. And I used to see that I arranged some pass, and without fail, he used to visit my house, have breakfast or lunch. That was the closeness we had. In 2017, I was to go to Europe trip after this IPL match. He came for IPL match. Evening, I was to buy some things. He accompanied me to a mall. He was totally with me, and then dropped to this hotel and came back. That was the closeness I had. Straightforward man. And 10 days before his death, I had interaction with him. In fact, my son's marriage was there on 25th of April. Maybe around 10th or before that, I had sent him an invitation. I called him. He said, Madhav, I have received the invitation. If Corona is like this, it may not be possible. If Corona is not there, definitely I will come. That is the assurance he had given me. I can never forget Kandasami in my life. One of the best personality, towering personality of the profession. And as a good friend of mine, I have lost a good friend in life. And I will remember him throughout my life, my association with him. I pray God, his soul will rest in peace. And also I wish Miss Preeti and his wife Shanti Kandasami that God will give them enough strength to bear this big loss, and they will take forward all his ideals in the profession and in family front. Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, Council members, for giving me this opportunity. I'm very happy today to hear so much about my close friend Kandasami. Thank you all.
I think in the order of seniority, next is Balgunakumar sir, with whom I had the privilege of working as secretary. Sir.
Thank you, Joman. Esteemed Chairman of the SIRC, past presidents, past SIRC chairman, good evening to all of you. It is happy in one way that the SIRC has taken the good task of organizing this condolence meeting, because a good person has left something good, and it is a way stimulating to others to lead such a good
disturb agla abhi.
Sir, Balgunakumar sir, I think there is an issue. You have been disconnected. Can you hear us?
SIRC.
Yeah, please.
Are you able to hear me?
Yeah, it got disconnected. Now we are audible, sir. Please continue.
Yes. So when he was the chairman, he co-opted me to a committee. Then I was not even the say in Tirupati there was no branch at all. Only a CP committee was there. Even then he recognized that I should be co-opted to a committee. So that's how he used to encourage the merit, and he led a very exemplary life. And this meeting, especially as the SIRC chairman has organized, is giving everyone a moral boost that we should leave something behind before we leave this world. So that's how the previous speakers, when they emulate the good qualities of Sri M. Kandaswamy, I too join with them in saying that he was such a good, friendly person. He used to receive everyone from the bottom of his heart. So number of times, not less than 7-8 times, I went to Tirupur as a speaker. So he used to every time, most of the times he attended physically, and every time he used to talk to me personally. So his friendship is so valuable that it made me follow his footsteps, because he was the almost 10 years ahead. I was 16, 17, he was 2006-7 chairman. So he used to give good suggestions how to move with the people and how to go around the branches. So this day, recalling his sweet memories, I'm happy for the, thankful to the SRC chairman and the committee members for giving me this opportunity. I pray, I assure the family members that any other, say, professional or other help they need, we all should together extend our help, and especially the young CA Preeti, I wish a lot bright future, and I pray Lord for giving his soul a good heavenly peaceful place. So with this, I thank all the members for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I think I left out the PV Rajarajan, sir. Sir, you're there. PVR, sir.
PVR, sir.
Yeah, I am joining, sir.
Yeah, please. I think you have logged in twice. I think one you may have to log out. Otherwise, there could be an echo. If you have logged in twice.
1 minute, 1 minute.
Babu sir also there,
sir. Is it
Babu
okay?
Abraham sir also there.
Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir,
Audible, sir?
PVR, sir, you can speak, sir.
Yeah. Good evening to one and all present here. I was really upset on hearing the news of the sad demise of my good friend, the past chairman of Southern India Regional Council of SIRC of ICAI on 17th April. It was a sudden one. I couldn't even digest that. Dear members, I was also not able to attend because of the COVID situation. Nowadays, the COVID situation prevents us even to participate in any of the good or sad events. First of all, I express my heartfelt condolences on my own behalf and on behalf of all the members of this region to the family of the past chairman of SIRC, Mr. Kandasami. Two things I want to tell about him. Coming to his personal qualities, he's a very, very outspoken person. He's very frank in telling his views. Not only that, he was always very much transparent in expressing his views. These two qualities I used to appreciate him always. And many of us have talked about the conference, the way in which he has conducted. My memory goes right. Two things which I appreciated in the conference was that there was no fellowship in the hall, if I am right. And another one is that there was no Western music or orchestra like that. The cultural events were full of Carnatic music or the arts which are relevant to their particular states. I had occasion to discuss about this with Mr. Kandasami. He told that since this is the Southern India Regional Conference, he wants to promote the culture of the Southern India, not the orchestra or Western music like that. So like that, we can go on saying about many things about Mr. Kandasami. He has come to Madurai on many occasions. I had a good time to discuss many things with him. He was a scholar in Tamil, I can say. His language was very good. is exemplary in Tamil. நல்ல சரளமா தமிழ் பேசக்கூடிய ஒரு மிக சிறந்த நண்பர். I pray the God to rest his soul in peace and give courage to stand the irreparable loss. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Kotha Srinivas.
So good evening to all the illustrious people who are in this particular meeting, condolence meeting. We have assembled here to talk about another illustrious person, the past chairman of SIRC, CIM Kandasami. First, let me thank SIRC and the chairman Jalapati for organizing this particular meeting. And my deepest condolences to the family members of Mr. Kandaswamy. I pray the Almighty that they get enough strength to bear his loss, and also we pray the Almighty for his soul to rest in peace. Coming in association with Mr. Kandaswamy, in fact, I have not worked with him in the council. When he was a chairman of SIRC, he was a treasurer of Bangalore branch. And I had an occasion to visit Tirupur branch when this particular conference happened. And first time I noticed in a SIRC conference that the food was served on plantain leaf. That is the first time I saw in Tirupur branch. In fact, afterwards in a lot of conferences we did, even when we did the Shresthatha in Bangalore branch, we had all those things. So that was the hospitality that he showed to all the people, even though we were mentioning that it is a very small place. But in that particular conference, I remember more than 1,000 members attended. So the hospitality and the support that he got from Tirupur branch was enormous. I should say the loss of Mr. Kandaswamy is more to Tirupur branch, I should say, because he was a friend, philosopher and guide in bringing Tirupur branch from where it was and where it is today. So it's a great loss to Tirupur branch. And as most of you have said, even I have interacted with him on very few occasions. He was a very straight forward person. He was not, even though most of us are in the public life, he was never talking to us in a diplomatic way. Means diplomatic way in the sense like whatever he was supposed to say, he would have said that. Whether what he feels is right, he used to tell us straight away without having any other inhibitions in his mind. So such a great personality. And once again, I thank SIRC for organizing this program and wish his family members and more so Preeti, I think she's a chartered accountant, who to take his legacy of this profession forward. Thank you once again for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, C.A. Kotha Srinivas. It's now time to hear from the colleagues at the Tirupur branch. But before that, Babu Ibrahim sir, are you ready? Can we hear from you? I was trying to call him. Babu sir, are you ready there? I think he is online but not able to hear us. May I now request Venkatramani sir of Tirupur branch to share his memories with Kandasami sir. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much. Mr. M. Kandasami, my beloved friend, evergreen. Men may come and men may go, as no one is going to be forever. But the memories of those who perform and achieve something great will be cherished forever. Someone who cares for others and takes interest in advancement and collective improvement of the society as a whole will be a real winner and will never be forgotten. Such winners become soon prominent and will remain evergreen in the hearts of those surrounding. One such a real winner is our beloved professional colleague, Sri M. Kandasami, popularly known as MK. During this period of my association with MK, I observed him as a great friend and a guide with excellent and exceptional leadership qualities. I could never think of an occasion when I had seen anger, disappointment, or despair in his face. Ever smiling and never bothered by the mounting pressures or impediments, Sri MK was always a picture of confidence. He looked always brave and outspoken without paying undue attention to the needless worries. He infused self-confidence in everyone and made his friends not to relent until the goal is reached. He was leading an excellent profession, and he was also a great philanthropist. Leading an excellent profession and was also a great philanthropist, making limitless contribution for any noble cause. Always pleasing with excellent behaviors and lovable to move with. He was ever first to appreciate the natural talents. He provided solid support for every painstaking effort and reached out to others in his own friendly way. Whatever be the time of the day, everyone will be drawn to his smile right away. Whatever be the time of the day, everyone will be drawn to his smile right away. No special reason could be assigned for his popularity among his professional colleagues, clients, society, and friends, as he was excelling and projecting himself in every direction. He enjoyed thorough support in all his activities, as he was discharging each such activities with dedication and devotion. As the sun and its shine, as the god and its shrine, as the bells and their rings, as the birds and their wings, as the trees and their flowers, as the flowers and their fragrance. Our MK and your excellent qualities go hand in hand. No doubt, none can forget you in this land. Impact of your association is impossible to measure. Remembering you on this day adds to my pleasure. All your memories will ever be my treasure, which will keep me always a fresher. Thank you very much. Kindly be with us, Kandasami, always. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you, Venkatramani sir, for that very involved, attached, rhyming memories of MK, as you mentioned. We'll now hear from Selraj sir. Over to you, sir.
Good evening to all of you. I think I'm audible.
Yes, sir.
When I heard the news of CAM Kandasami's demise, it was really very shocking to me. As a member of Tirupur branch, my relationship with Mr. Kandasami is more than 3 decades. We had a lot of opportunities to interact with him as a good friend on many occasions. He is very disciplined, sincere in his duties, dedicated to the profession, and he is an outspoken person. His involvement in the activities of Tirupur branch during his chairmanship and subsequently are very remarkable. He is the only person so far from Tirupur branch to occupy the SIRC chairmanship. We had the privilege of conducting the SIRC conference during his chairmanship, which all of you have mentioned in your speech, and it is still in the memory of all our Tirupur members. In his demise, we have lost a good friend, philosopher, and guide for Tirupur branch in particular, and for the profession in general. My sincere and deepest condolences to the family members, especially to C.A. Preeti and his mother, to bear this loss. Thank you.
Thank you, Selvaj sir. Shivajalam sir. Shivajalam sir, நீங்க வீடியோ கொஞ்சம் ஆன் பண்ண முடியும்.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you audible, sir. If you can have the video also.
Video on only, no?
No, sir, you're not visible, but you're audible. Please continue, sir. Yeah.
Connectivity கொஞ்சம் போற உங்களுக்கு.
வாழ்க வையகம், வாழ்க வையகம், வாழ்க வளமுடன். அனைவருக்கும் வணக்கம். I was associated with past chairman Mr. Kandasami since 1986 when I started the practice in Tirupur. He was regular attender of study circle meetings, seminars and conferences, and always ready to lead the discussions whenever we request him to handle the sessions of Tirupur branch. He is second SIRC member from and the first chairman of SIRC from Tirupur branch, regular in morning walking and games since till recent COVID-19 pandemic. 100% dedicated is in duties, follower of ethics in profession as well as in personal life. Without any hesitation, point out any omissions by anybody. That is his that was his qualities. My sincere and deepest condolences to the family, and I pray God to give strength to Madam and Preeti. Thank you, Mr. Jalabri, SIRC Chairman, and Mr. Murugesh, Tirupur Branch Chairman, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, Anda.
Yes, sir. That was quite brief and nice of you to cut short. Chandrasekhar, sir. Chandrasekhar, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hello.
Yes, sir. You're audible. Please continue.
Yeah. So, am I audible?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Sir, my association with Mr. Kandasami starts from the day one of me starting my career as a CA, Chartered Accountant. And in the initial days of my practice, not only for me, there are a lot of youngsters who have derived support from both in terms of handling some complicated cases, and also as well as he gives work financial support also to younger members, which many of the members present here may not be aware of it. And my association with Mr. Kandasami is more deeper because of our some common interests. Like everybody told that Mr. Kandasami is very good at Tamil literature, but I had an occasion as I also have an interest with in Tamil literature. So whenever I visit his office, at least once in a month, I used to visit his office, and wherever, if you find that there will be always some 5 or 10 Tamil books will be there, and there is a Tamil author called Asa Jnana Sambandam. Is a very good Tamil scholar who was introduced to me by Mr. Kandasami only, and we also talked a lot about spiritual and religious aspects. In fact, Vallalar part daily morning, every day's morning. I think about 2 years back, every day morning he had a practice that he will recite one particular poem. He will deal deeper into that meaning of that poem with his counterparts who are all coming for his walking. And he also used to call me and share with me this. In fact, yeah, I hope that about 2 days before his demise, I had an occasion to talk to him at length. So whenever I say that, whenever I feel a little bit down psychologically or otherwise, so I used to speak to him. So he used to counsel me, and when I heard this news that he is no more, in fact, what to say that I was really stuck. I become paralyzed. I would say literally, I can't do anything for about 2 hours or 2 to 3 hours, and it took me 3 hours to recover and back to work. It is. And in fact, the another quality which I like to mention here is he used to promote the next rung of leaders. It is. In fact, Sri Priya is the one whom I can immediately refer. Everybody mentioned about this SIRC conference, but nobody knows that that is the first conference in which Sri Priya Kumar was acting as a MC, and her journey started from there. It is me, and in fact, for organizing this conference, for right from fixing the speakers, doing all these things, he has given a complete freedom to me. For Kodanda Manisar, me, and of course there are a lot of other people in Tirupur were involved in that. It is. So he's, I would say, he's a born leader, and he takes pride from his humble background. His father used to have a small grocery shop in Chennai. He used to share me that he imbibed a lot of qualities, that discipline, that accounting, all these qualities he imbibed from his father, which he used to share with me. It is with a lot of sense of pride, and this thing it is. Really, it is a personal loss to me. It is, and of course, I could sense that how their family members would be. It is. May the God give them the strength to bear with this irreputable loss, and
I hope and pray the God that let them have a fruitful and successful life in the future. Thank you for the opportunity given. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Before I invite the other members from the branch, can I request C. Baba Abraham Kalivel, Central Council member, who was rejoined rather, for his memories.
Yeah, thank you, Joman, Chairman of the region, Jalapati, other regional council members, past chairman of the region, DC Jain, Joman, Falguna Kumarji, and other members. I see a lot of past chairman of the branch, and my distinguished colleagues in the Apex Council of the Institute. It was with a complete shock and disbelief that I have received the news of the sudden demise of Kandasami sir. In fact, I've been fortunate to serve under him as a secretary of the region during 2006-07 when he was chairman of the region. As all of us know, chairman and secretary share a very, very close relationship, because most of the time we were together in the SIRC, and also we used to travel together to various branches. And more particularly, I think I had a very, very warm and close relationship with the Tirupur branch, because I would always consider Tirupur as my second home. I've been the chairman of the infrastructure committee of the branch, and I don't recollect any other day. Whenever I'm in Tirupur, I used to have a dinner with Kandasami sir and a few of the other past chairmen of the branch. And today we mourn the passing away of this great personality, who was left behind as a powerful legacy of humility, simplicity, and dedication, and who has immensely contributed to the growth of the region and to the institute. I would say I've been quite impressed by the humility of CA late Kandasami. Even as a chairman of the region, he used to handhold me and guide me and correct me because as a secretary, that was my first term in the regional council. I still recollect first term, third year, I've been fortunate to become the secretary of the region, and I really got trained under him. And such a noble gentleman, and who has got a great knowledge on the tax laws. I think his mainstay practice was income tax, and he had an in-depth knowledge on the latest case laws and the implications of the various tax amendments. And I'm glad that Preeti is also there. Preeti, I share my feelings of great loss at this moment, of deep sorrow with the family, with the bereaved family. Because of the COVID situation, I also could not travel to Tirupur. Today we mourn the passing away of this great personality, who has left behind us a powerful legacy through his absolute dedication for the activities of the institute. And I think he has got the same devotion to his office too. I think he used to tell me that every file he used to see before he clears. May loving memories soothe the soul. While there is no good way to say goodbye soon after a loved one's passing away, may the strength that we all know you for hold steadfast through your struggle. Soon turmoil will turn into time of immortalized in the lasting memory of Kandasami sir. I'm sure Preeti has been trained under Kandasami sir for the last few years. Therefore, I'm sure probably what justice you could do to the soul of the Kandasami sir is to continue his legacy. I know it is a tough time. It is a tough task, but I am sure a lot of well-wishers are there and in Tirupur to help you, whether it is Sivachalam, Sendil Kumar, Avegappan. I see a lot of past chairman who has been sharing a very Rajesh Khanna, who all share a very close relationship with Kandasami sir, because I know personally, whenever I used to come to Tirupur, we all sit together and share that close relationship. I can once again convey my heartfelt condolences and my deep feelings of losing one of my closest friend, yes, and my guide, friend and philosopher in the institute when I came to SIRC, and I accept my condolences and I share my feelings. And Preeti, God bless you, even in the to continue practice and also to give strength to Mrs. Kandasami madam and to the entire family. Thank you very much, Joman and Chairman of the region, for joining with you today.
Thank you, sir. R. Anandan, sir, you are there?
Yes. Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Jalapati.
Please.
And Murugesan. It was, I had a very long connection of about 46 years, right from 1975, when we both joined as articles with MSS and Co. And both of us had the rural background only, but he excelled in all institute activities, and he excelled in the profession also. More than 25 years, we had been together. We had participated, I have participated all in his good and bad. We began with a few hundreds of capital at that time, and we were studying, we were actually earning every penny by that time. At that time, the fee structure, if you remember, it was in hundreds. And we made that our life was very hard, and we worked very hard. We had one bicycle to be ridden by both. At that was the manner which we carried our life. And it's unforgettable to have a personality like the Kandasami. And I am to say that though we had separated our practice, we even now not dissolved the partnership form which we formed Ananthan Kandasami and Co. That partnership is still in life. That's such a lovable connection I had with him. Even we started separate practices. We were very good friends. Still, we had been talking every day. And there is an Telugu proverb, Manchivadikum Araname Sakshi. If he's a good person, he will meet his death very peacefully. See, by the wink of the eyes, he had gone out from this world. That was with a great punya and unforgettable loss to the family of Kandasami and as well as his daughter. It's very difficult to reconcile the reality, but I pray God so that God give him great strength to bear this loss. And I also pray that Lord Sriman Narayana to bestow him Shanti. And thank you very much for giving up this opportunity. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Okay, Appasamy, sir.
Sir, he is unable to speak, sir. Next, Venkatesan.
Venkatesan, sir, yeah, please.
Venkatesan, sir.
சார், என்னுடைய கந்தசாமி சாருக்கு வணக்கங்கள். என்னுடைய கந்தசாமி சார் தமிழ்ல பேசுவதற்கு மிக விருப்பப்படுவதனால் நானும் தமிழிலே பேசுறதுக்கு முற்படுகிறேன். கந்தசாமி சாருக்கு எனக்கும் கடந்த 25 வருடங்களாக பரிச்சயம் உண்டு. 2000 மற்றும் 2003 ஆண்டுகளில் நடந்த ICAI எலெக்ஷனில் தினமும் நானும் என்னுடைய பார்ட்னர் திரு செங்கோட்டுவேலும் அவருடன் பல்வேறு
ஊர்களுக்கு பயணம் செய்து அவருக்கு இணையாக பணிபுரிந்து அவரை வெற்றி பெற செய்தோம். அவரிடம் நான் மெச்சிய குணங்கள் என்னவென்றால் விடாமுயற்சி, தன்னம்பிக்கை, எடுத்த காரியத்தில் வெற்றி பெற உறுதியாக இருத்தல். மாதம் ஒரு முறை என்னை கூப்பிட்டு என் குடும்ப நலம் விசிக்கும் ஒரு நபரில் ஒருவர். என்னை மாமா என்று கூப்பிட்டு அவர் எப்பொழுதுமே சந்தோஷப்படுவார். என்னை விட 5 வயது மூத்தவராக இருந்தாலும் என்னை மாமா என்று அழைப்பதில் அவருக்கு ஒரு மிகுந்த சந்தோஷம் உண்டு. எந்த ஒரு விஷயத்திலும் தெளிவான முடிவெடுக்குதல் வல்லவர். மனதில் பட்டதை எந்தவித தயக்கம் இல்லாமல் நேரடியாக கூறிவிடுவார். அவர் எனக்கு சொல்லும் அறிவுரை என்னவென்றால் எப்பொழுதுமே பணம் வாழ்க்கையில் ஒரு அங்கமே தவிர பணமே வாழ்க்கை என்று மிகவும் தெளிவாகவும் உறுதியாகவும் இருந்தவர். ஆபீஸ் ஃபைல்கள் விஷயத்தில் எண்ணிக்கையின் மேல் நாட்டம் கொள்ளாமல் குவாலிட்டி ஒர்க் செய்து நற்பெயர் பெற்றவர். மேலும் மனதில் பட்டதை வெளிப்படையாக சொன்னதினால் பல நட்புகளையும் வேலைகளையும் இழந்தவர். ஆனால் அதனை பற்றி சிறிதும் எண்ணாமல் தன் கொள்கையில் விடாப்படியாக நிலை கொண்டு நல்வாழ்வு வாழ்ந்தவர். அவரை பற்றி ஒரு சிலரே நன்கு அறிவர். அதில் நானும் ஒருவன். I pray Almighty for his soul rest in peace. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anbaran, sir. Sir is my chairman, 1920 chairman. Am I right? Anbaran, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome to all. The financial year 21-22 started with a very shocking news to all of us of the demise of our past SIRC chairman and Kandasami sir. Many of you told about the SIRC conference at Tirupur. Only because of him, our Tirupur city has an opportunity to conducting that conference in Tirupur. He reached a very big height in his professional life as a chairman of SIRC from small town like Tirupur. Without any background, he attained the height. He is not a partner of very big firm. He is not hailed from a family where his father, forefathers are chartered accountants. He is coming from a very small family, simple and humble background. With this simple and humble background, he reached a very big height as a chairman of SIRC. He is very particular in punctuality. Every time he insists that the meetings or seminars should start at punctual time. In the past days, when teleconferences are conducting, he was sitting in the hall in single and watching the conference. He was very keen in regular updating the knowledge, not only in professional knowledge, but in all other areas of knowledge, in particular Tamil literature. During my chairmanship, he gave me a lot of advices in discharging my duties in a successful way. He put all his efforts in the development of our Tirupur branch and members and students. His outspoken comments with regards to our branch activities looks like a mother's care on her son. His demise is a great loss to our profession and our Tirupur branch. With these few words, I express my sincere condolences and feelings to the family members of Sri Kandasami sir. We have lot of memories with him to remember. With that fond of memories, we shall continue our traveling in the coming days. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, sir. C. Senthil Kumar, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Joman. And Mr. Kandasami sir was such a nice personality, and he is always having a helping tendency. I was qualified in the year 1996. Since then, I have a close association with Mr. Kandasami. When he was contesting the elections for the SIRC, we all the members from Tirupur together traveled him to various places like Coimbatore, Madurai, and Salem, Erode. So he was such a jovial person. At the same time, he was outspoken and a very straightforward personality. He did his articleship under MSS Anko Valan sir with Tirupur, and like his principal, he is also very strictly following the institute guidelines and ethics. Until his practice, under no circumstances he is give up that. He is always following this institute guidelines and ethics. He was a born leader and also grown his daughter Preeti like him, a brave and a bold girl with good attitude. She is also doing the practice along with his father for the past 6-7 years and handle this office independently. So Preeti is a matured girl, will definitely lead the family with confidence, and also she will console her mother also. I pray the Almighty that Kandasami's soul will attain the lotus feet of the God. Om Shanti. Thank you for this opportunity.
Well said, Senthil. Rajesh Kannan. See Rajesh Kannan. Rajesh Kannan, sir.
Rajesh?
Yeah, he is there on screen. I think he's starting now.
Network.
Oh.
Marius, any other is there from Tirupur branch?
I think the list given to me is over, but if there's anyone else who would like to say a few words, that's fine. As Rajesh Kannan joins in.
I think except Rajesh Kannan, everyone else.
If I can take Rajesh Kannan's time, a small poem appreciating Mr. Kandasami's services. Can I?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
In Tamil.
Yes, sir. Please, sir.
He's a lover of Tamil. I would like to go in Tamil also. ஊரே உறங்கி கிடக்கும் வேளையில் ஒவ்வொரு பொழுதும் விடுகிறது. ஊரே உறங்கி கிடக்கும் வேளையில் ஒவ்வொரு பொழுதும் விடுகிறது. யாரும் அறியா நொடியில் தானே எங்கோ அரும்பு மலர்கிறது. உன்னில் இருந்த லட்சியம் அப்படி உருவம் பெறட்டும் தனிமையிலே. உன்னில் இருந்த லட்சியம் அப்படி உருவம் பெறட்டும் தனிமையிலே. தன்னை இழைத்து தவம்போல் தவித்து தானாய் மலர்ந்திடு புதுமையிலே. தன்னை இழைத்து தவம்போல் தவித்து தானாய் மலர்ந்திடு புதுமையிலே. நீயும் நானும் இயக்கிற படைப்புகள் நேற்று வரியில் ரகசியம்தான். ஓய்வில்லா உழைப்பின் உச்சியில் ஒரு நாள் பூத்த அதிசயம்தான். உனக்கே உனக்கென உள்ளது வாழ்க்கை உருவம் பெறும் வரை கணக்குகள் எல்லாம் வருகிற கணத்தினில் கூட்டை உடைத்து விடு. நிலத்துக்கு கீழே நிலக்கரி அழுந்தும் நிச்சயம் ஒரு நாள் ஒளி வீசும். நிலத்துக்கு கீழே நிலக்கரி அழுந்தும் நிச்சயம் ஒரு நாள் ஒளி வீசும். விண்ணில் மறையும் நிலவும் கூட சந்திரனாய் மாறி ஒளி வீசும். கிணத்து கிடக்கும் கனவுகள் மலர்ந்தால் உந்தன் வெற்றியை ஊர் பேசும். வயது முதிர்ந்தாலும் வயதுக்கு வரம்பில்லை. பயணங்கள் முடிந்தாலும் வெற்றி பயணங்கள் முடிவதில்லை. பயன்மிகு செயல்கள் பலவும் புரிந்திட்டீர். நயன்மிகு நினைவில் நிலையாய் நின்றிட்டீர். மேகத்திரள் மறைந்தாலும் வேகமாய் பரவும் ஒளிக்கதிர்கள். ஓயாது உலகம் சுற்றியே வந்தாலும் சாயாது என்றும் அதன் தனித்திறமை. மூடி மூடி மறைத்தாலும் மல்லிகை மனம் மாறாது. ஆடி ஆடி களைத்தாலும் பரதம் என்றும் திகட்டாது. மூடி மூடி மறைத்தாலும் மல்லிகை மனம் மாறாது. ஆடி ஆடி களைத்தாலும் பரதம் என்றும் திகட்டாது. ஆதவனும் அவன் ஒளியும் போல மாதவனும் அவன் அருளும் போல. கோவில் மணியும் அதன் ரீங்கார ஒலியும் போல. மாசில் மரங்களும் அதில் பூத்திடும் மலர்களும் போல. பூத்து குலுங்கும் மலர்களும் அவற்றின் நறுமணமும் போல. வானில் பறக்கும் பறவையும் அதன் சிறகுகளும் போல. நம் சிஏ குடும்ப உறுப்பினர் அனைவருமே மகிழ்வுடன் சேர்ந்து வாழ MK அவர்கள் காட்டிய பாதையை சற்றும் மறந்திடாமல் நம் குடும்பத்தின் உயர்வுக்கும் உன்னத மேன்மைக்கும் அயர்வின்றி உழைத்திட உறுதி கொண்டு வாழ்வில் மேன்மை பெற ஆண்டவனை வேண்டுகின்றோம். அவர் பாதம் பணிகின்றோம். நன்றி, வணக்கம். Sorry, Rajesh, I have taken some of your time.
No problem. I don't think but generally we don't give an applause when there is a meeting like this, but this goes for a very attached one and very meaningful because I did my articles in Chennai, so I could understand a brief clap for that in memory of Kandasami sir. Yeah. Rajesh, you are there? You're back?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
sir. I'm
yeah,
there.
please.
Actually, I qualified in the year 2005. In the next year, the regional conference was held under his leadership at Tirupur. I had the opportunity to work for the conference. Leading from the front and watching his qualities was an inspiring moment in my CA career. Leadership skills. He is very interested in sports. He will not be organized by the Tirupur branch for the members. He plays basketball, tennis, volleyball, cricket, and table tennis. He will not miss any sports. A never say die character. He encourages youngsters and guides them. Being a past chairman of SIRC does not stop him from teaching subjects papers to the CA aspirants regularly in the Tirupur branch. In fact, one of the best leaders that Tirupur has produced, an inspiration to many CAs, a colossal loss to Tirupur branch. I offer my condolences to CA Preeti and family members.
Joman?
Yes.
Sorry, Nityanand here. Sorry for taking
Please,
a
sir.
second.
Please. No.
My only suggestion to the chairman of the Tirupur branch, Mr. Murugesan, you see, we are having this condolence meeting and we are talking so much about the contribution of Mr. Kandasami. My suggestion is kindly make an endowment in his name. On every 17th April, kindly conduct a suitable endowment lecture in his memory. That is my request to you, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's a very good suggestion. I think Chairman Murugesan and others will take it forward. So that's a good way to memorize with a lot of content and meaningful knowledge sharing for the members that MK sir was very keen on.
Yes, sir. Some of the senior members and the past chairman discussing about this. Maybe they will discuss. They will.
That will surely happen. Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sir, Absam is there, sir.
Sir.
Absam, sir.
So, Absam is there?
Yeah, sir. Sir, Ingi
So you can speak, sir.
Sir could not speak at that point of time. Sir, Wange.
Okay. Thank you for all the past persons, past chairman, everybody, our friends. Actually, we are proud of Kandasami. He is such a personality praised all over southern region for his good qualities. He is younger than me. We actually came from a village near Erode. He is from Chenimalai. I am from Pusadipalayam. And I always call him, "Dey Kandappa, Anna, Cholnanga." ஆனால் மூத்தவனா இருந்தாலும் சிறிய தப்பு செஞ்சாலும் you are wrong. He is very bold to suggest anything which was done wrongly. He is so outspoken, but actually என்ன இளையவனா இருந்தாலும் ஒரு என்ன விஷயமா இருந்தாலும் I used to consult him. கந்தசாமி இந்த மாதிரி ப்ரொஃபஷனலையும் சரி பர்சனல் லைஃப்லையும் சரி என்னப்பா பண்றதுன்னா he used to give confidence. சரி சொல்லுவான், நல்லா நீ டோன்ட் வரினா அப்படி. அதே மாதிரி we used to walk in the Nanjappa school ground daily in the morning. இந்த ஒரு வருஷமா வரல. என்னன்னு கேட்டா he never told me. Some of his friends told me that he met with an accident when he was riding his scooter. For the past 1 year, he was not coming out of his house in the morning. ஒரு மாசத்துக்கு மேல போன்ல பேசினேன், ஏப்பா வாப்பா உன்னையெல்லாம் பார்த்து ரொம்ப நாள் ஆச்சு, வா நீ, நானா வந்துடுறேன்னா அதுக்குள்ள ஆள் போயிச்சான்ட்டான். உண்மையிலேயே எனக்குலாம் ரொம்ப கஷ்டமா இருக்கு. கடைசியா போய் எடுக்கிற அன்னைக்கு சாயந்தரம் பார்த்து எனக்கு ரொம்ப கஷ்டமா போச்சு.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. That brings us to the
I think we have completed. As per our list, we have completed. Yeah.
Remembrance speeches. I'll just round up, Chairman. Can
Yes,
I?
sir. Yeah, before Preeti's gratitude speech, one small note. I hope 4 branches were formed during his term as a chairman of the SIRC. After 1962 and 1971, the Bellary and Kakinada, Nellore and Rajamahendrapuram branches formed during his chairmanship.
Oh,
He
okay.
ensured that all these branches are formed during his term and left no stone unturned to achieve the objective. This shows his leadership and determination. With this note, maybe we can request.
Just round up.
Yeah.
It brings us to the end of the remembered speeches. Shanti Madam and Preeti should be feeling quite reassured that we are all with you. That if an epitaph would be written about MK sir, I think it would read like, death leaves a heartache no one can heal. Love leaves a memory no one can steal. So let us, as time passes, MK sir would remain a glistening teardrop on the cheek of time. And I think we should imbibe those good qualities of him as a human being, good qualities of head and heart, his attachment to the family, and also try to uphold the highest standards of governance and probity he had followed. And Manoharan sir rightly said, the unblemished trail he has left, we should travel on. We are all with you in the journey, Preeti and Shanti ma'am. And so with that, let me round up thanking the chairman for this opportunity to coordinate this remembrance meeting where a lot of memories of the times and life of M. Kandasami sir was shared by all who participated. Some of them could not join. So that we would now hear from Preeti words of acknowledgement and your memories.
Good evening to one and all. I hope I'm audible. It is my honor to propose vote of thanks at the condolence meeting conducted for my beloved Appa, CIM Kandasami. My father was a true leader who always contributed and wished for the development of the profession. It was nothing new to say any further about it, but he was a source of inspiration for many people and for our family. To watch him while growing up and to take up the same profession and to imbibe all the qualities, trying to imbibe all the good qualities which he had in him in the personal front on and the professional front is nothing but a gift for me. He was not just a great father, but he was also my mentor, my idol, and my guiding force in both professional and personal life. And he will continue to be so. In whatever I take up and whatever decisions or whatever endeavors I take up in future, it will always be a replica of him, or I'll try to be at least match at par with him. I'm out of words to describe, and it's been very emotional past 2 weeks. So pardon me if I'm not able to put the right words at the right places or to communicate what I actually feel. But yeah, and as we all are in fighting against the COVID-19 pandemic crisis, I feel it is very important to take time and thank people who have actually turned up today to condole with my family during a very difficult moment. A little thanks goes a long way. First of all, I like to thank the present chairman of SIRC, Mr. C.A. Jalapati, and the present chairman of Tirupur branch of SIRC of ICAI, Mr. K. Murugesan, and all other past presidents of ICAI and chairman for organizing this condolence meeting, for taking their time in their busy schedules and conducting this virtual condolence meeting. It might be impossible to name everybody, but I would like to thank his long associated colleagues from Central and Regional Council of ICAI, friends from the CA fraternity, and all the senior and junior members from our Tirupur branch of SIRC for recollecting and sharing their memories with my beloved Appa. I would like to thank especially the Tirupur branch members and all other members who have been trying to connect with me to send messages to console and deliver their condolences. It has been a difficult 2 weeks. I would like to end this vote of thanks by thanking the members and senior members of our CA fraternity. And I would like to quote a Tirukural, just like my Appa. Maravarka Masattarke Enmai Turavarka Tunbatil Tupayar Natpu, which means never take never take granted of the friends who have been stood by you when in the times of distress. So I thank everyone who have been kind enough to share their memories and thoughts and condolences for me and my family. I, on behalf of our organization and our family, thank you for giving this opportunity. And I believe and hope the prayers you all have given us help me go through this phase and give me the strength to move on further in my life, in professional and on as well as in the personal front. Thank you.
Your composure was incredible, Preeti. God
Thank
bless
you,
you.
sir. Thank you,
Move
sir.
on. We are all with you.
Thank you, sir.
Back to you, Chairman.
Thank you, sir. Thank you all the council colleagues and senior members for spending your valuable time and, as you pretty rightly said, sharing your memories. Personally, thank you, Joman sir, for coordinating this program. Of course, we have started earlier, but because of the 16th day, some family rituals spending with the Preeti side, they have requested maybe after 15 days we can have that meeting. That's why it's a little delay. Of course, it's my memory, this is the first time for SIRC chairman, this condolence meeting organized through virtual. So office also suggested we have done maximum members reached as past SIR chairman and past president. They have spent almost more than 2 hours because of this long association with the Kandasami sir. That shows his relationship with everyone. And my personal thanks to each one of you for valuable time spending with this evening time. So thank you so much.